You'll hear evidence that now he is panicking and he doesn't understand what has happened and what is happening.
Here's what you missed on day one of the Brian Walshe murder trial. The prosecution kicked things off with opening statements from Greg Connor, laying out their case that Brian Walshe murdered his wife, 39-year-old Anna Walshe, a Serbian immigrant who worked in D.C. and lived part-time in Massachusetts with Brian and their 3 kids. On January 4, 2023, Brian and a co-worker reported Anna missing, but prosecutors say the timeline didn't add up. They highlighted Brian's very odd internet searches.
At 6:24 a.m., same day, the same device, searched how long for someone to missing to inherit? How long missing to be dead? Can you throw away body parts?
They say surveillance footage captured a man matching Brian's description buying cleaning supplies, candles, rugs, and even a hatchet. Later, investigators found a hacksaw, hatchet, and Anna's hunter boots in a dumpster, items containing DNA from both Anna and Brian. The defense, led by Larry Tipton, argued Anna died of sudden death syndrome, and Brian panicked after finding her.
You'll hear evidence that he then returned to the bedroom, intending nothing more than to crawl into bed with Anna Walshe, the woman he loved. When he entered the bedroom and began to get into the bed, he sensed something was wrong. You will hear evidence that it made no sense to him. But he nudged Anna, his wife. She didn't respond. He nudged her again, a little harder. She didn't respond. You will hear evidence in this case of sudden, unexplained death. If they think he did something bad to Anna, where will those 3 boys go? And so, he told the story.
They pointed to loving text messages, no financial strain, and Anna calling Brian her best friend. Detective Harrison Schmidt also testified. He interviewed Brian on January 4th and noted suspicious details during a walkthrough of the home, including plastic lining in the trunk and Brian claiming he lost his phone, only for his son to find it later. A recording of the interview was played in court.
I didn't want to freak out at that point, so I was like, you know what, let me see what happens in the morning, and then that's when all the texts started coming. I was like at 6, I wake up pretty early. So I texted her, I was like, what's going on? That's when I got in touch with Alyssa, and she told me to calm down, and my mother told me to calm down, and Sandra, her sister, was like, I was going to 12:31. No one seemed to worry, but I was like, maybe I'm being insane.
Investigators say there's no evidence Anna ever traveled to D.C. as Brian claimed. Stay tuned for more trial coverage.